In the previous video's description, I stated that the charge beam was the most overpowered thing in the entire game. Allow me to briefly and not fully completely explain why. The charge beam, provided it is fully charged and you hit the enemy with both halves of it, will do 20 damage, which is double that of a normal missile. This means that you can do the damage of 2 missiles in the time it takes to fire 1. The little cutting animation that comes out of Samus's arm when you fire the beam also does damage, specifically 5 damage. This obviously allows the beam to be more deadly and is what allows it to one-shot the eye doors, which normally take 3 missiles to kill. A lot of the random things you'll see me doing during these videos is just stuff I've picked up from beating this game, I don't know, easily 20 times. But, you know, I'm still learning things, and I learned things even during this playthrough. Not that this playthrough is particularly exciting, and, well, honestly, it's not the best thing I've ever done, but, you know, I've done much worse. That rectangle in the wall looks suspicious, but it isn't. The block below it is destructible, though. I don't really know many of the enemy names. Most of them are taken from Metroid 2, such as the Hornodes, I believe, which are the red frog things you saw in Sector 1. This room, the one I just went through, seems impossible to get out of, but as we'll see from later, it isn't. Although you really don't ever have to go back through that room again, I don't think. These jelly slime things are oddly difficult to avoid if you're trying to go quickly. I'm not necessarily trying to go quickly here, but, you know, I am going relatively fast. I believe the time limit to get the best ending is 2 hours? It's either 2 or 3. And, you know, I probably will beat the game well before I hit that cap. Those spike blob enemies are called Ouch. I kid you not. Here we can see the charge beam one-shotting an eye door. And here's our next boss. This one is called Zazabi. Basically, it jumps over you a couple times, and eventually it'll open its mouth so you can shoot it. And notice I fire a charge beam and a missile. Because of the way the charge beam works and the relatively small hitbox of Zazabi's eye, firing an extra missile just in case both halves of the charge beam didn't connect is usually a good idea. It's more of the same until you get to this part where it just jumps once and then opens its mouth so you can shoot it. Here I get cornered. There are a couple things I could have done to avoid that. And now it's time for Core X. Hopefully this goes better than the one we fought during Arachnis, eh? Well, it's still not the fastest I've taken one of these down, but, you know, at least I didn't get hit 4 times. Now we have the high jump and the jump ball. These were, in Super Metroid, the previous game, 2 separate abilities, the high jump boots and the spring ball. They've been merged into one. The high jump boots, as advertised, increase your maximum jump height. The spring ball, on the other hand, or jump ball as it's later renamed, allows you to jump whilst in morph ball form. I completely forget about this later in this particular video. We can't get back the way we came, so the only solution is to go down. And here is the first encounter with this thing, the SAX, that you can potentially die from. The one when you're going down the elevator to the sector hallway thing, it can't actually hurt you because you're not on screen when it appears. Now you can see those red bug things have hardened into cocoons and have begun to hatch or jiggle around. I don't know what they're doing. Here's the part where I completely forget about the spring ball and try to do it like I would in Super Metroid. Sadly, the morph ball works a little bit differently in this game. Coming up here, we see our exit. Normally you're meant to go around the other way, and it probably would have been faster for me to do this, judging by how slowly I'm actually going through this, but you can bomb through this sidewall. This will be important, maybe, later. Now we have a few more navigation runes to go through, and that'll be the end of the video pretty much. So that's it for me. This is my first attempt at commentating over a video I've done where I'm actually recording it. So I guess I'll see you in the next video. Maybe I'll be doing something different for commentary, maybe they won't be commentary at all. But, you know, we'll see.